Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Atom. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Thank you all for watching, and let's jump into the TA. So on the daily chart for Cosmos, as you can see, we have a Fibonacci retracement. Swing high is over here in September, and the swing low is over here in August. So we printed this move to the upside, and now we're back down, printing a lower high, obviously, and now we're low, and we're actually printing a lower low at this point. So we're hovering around the $10 mark here. But slowly but surely, it looks like we're going to be losing this level, and we just opened a candle below the first fib level. So I think this is a major signal that we're going to be losing this level as support, and we're going to be on our way to our technical targets. Now, what are those? So the first one, your minimal target, is going to be the 1.272 Fibonacci retracement at $8.64. The next one is going to be the 1.414 Fibonacci retracement level. That's going to be at $8, and then you have your technical target at the 1.618. That's what we usually, that's where we usually retrace after we lose the first fib level here, and that would be at $7.17. Now, also what I have here is I have this golden support block anywhere from $7.44 to $8.05. So if we come back down into that area and we can hold that as support, that's going to be a perfect buying opportunity for anyone who's looking to finally get into Cosmos after this, strong uptrend, because all the altcoins, pretty much every single altcoin, came back down to this low. So we started retracing in June, you lost the uptrend, and you came back down and you retraced to where you came from. But that hasn't happened with Cosmos yet. So potentially we could even come all the way down here and basically retest this support level. That is very possible. And that would be our second fib level here at $5.84. That is still on the play because Bitcoin hasn't shown us that it is going to be, moving to the upside in the coming future. No, we're actually getting the opposite. We're getting a lot of people scared. We're getting exchanges bankrupt, and this is not good for the Bitcoin price short term. And that means we have good buying opportunities short term, but long term, Bitcoin doesn't need the FTX exchange. Bitcoin doesn't need Tesla's approval and Tesla's, you don't need Tesla to accept Bitcoin as payments for their cars. Bitcoin doesn't need any of that. They need Bitcoin in return. That's what they need because they want to stay relevant, and they need to have the Bitcoin crypto payment system attached to their project in some way. And, that's why there's all this fuss. And so there's a good chance that we might come back down to this low here. If that happens, I'm going to be buying a whole lot of Cosmos Atom tokens at that level, especially if Bitcoin retraces back down to $10,000. I think it's very possible we're going to see Cosmos below $6. But for now, this is going to be your major support block, between $8 to $7.50, because we have seen bounces over here in July, actually 2 bounces in July, and then that uptrend came along. So retracing this would be bullish in my opinion. I would still dollar cost average into Cosmos. I have bought into Cosmos, like I said. If you want to get all of my buy alerts, then feel free to check out my Patreon. The link is going to be down below in the description. You get weekly podcasts, market sentiment analysis reviews from me. You get to request technical analysis, request videos, whatever you want, it's going to be there, as well as my buy alerts and low cap gems. So feel free to check that out. But yeah, so this is what I'm looking for in terms of our support levels for Cosmos. Overall, long term, I'm very bullish on the project. Now, if we bring back our large Fibonacci retracement and we remove the smaller one just for a second, you can see we have the golden ratio here sitting at $8.74, and that could be our major support level because we have broken above that level. We saw a little retest here in July, and we were back on track to taking out the 786. we couldn't really do that because we couldn't solidify above and we dropped back down. So potentially we may come back down to retest the golden ratio. That is something that I would be looking at. And this Fibonacci retracement is set up as such. We have the low during the COVID drop and we have the swing high in May of 2021. That gives us this golden ratio, which we in fact have held as support multiple times during the 2021 summer pullback, from which we saw this, incredible push to the upside. So that's what we are potentially going to be seeing this time around as well. So we may come back down to the golden ratio and just hover around that area, and that's going to be our low. In fact, that is going to be a higher low from this low that we printed in June, and that's going to be a very, very bullish signal. So if from there we can break the 786 and create a higher high, we're going to be in this continuous uptrend, and that's going to be very, very good for the price action of Cosmos and for everyone who's holding and staking the coin. So that's regarding the support levels for now. And let's switch over to the daily RSI and see what's going on over here. So we saw a little dip here below the pink trend line November 9th. We still haven't retested the green trend line really, but that was really, really close. So if you wanted to enter there, you could have. Also, keep in mind the orange trend line here. We've retested that as resistance twice, once in April, once at the end of May, and we're looking for that back test of support, which we haven't seen yet. And obviously the pink trend line is something that we're keeping an eye on, but for now, I don't think it's going to be as relevant because the RSI is near this level and we're still not, and the price is not really at a buying area for me right now if it's above $10. So once we see that move to the downside, green trend line, good buying opportunity. Below the index of 30, perfect buying opportunity. Hovering around the orange trend line, that's your golden opportunity to get into the project, because this would be a retest of a previous resistance level. You're going to be very low in terms of your RSI index or relative strength index, because you're going to be at the index of 22 here, and that's really, really low. So the last time you were this low, as you can see, this is what happened. You went all the way back up to the overbought. So potentially from here, you're going to have a very nice mid-term trade, and you can take profits in a week basically, and or in a couple of weeks, or even in a month, and those profits are going to be good, because from June to August, Cosmos made a 3x, believe it or not. So from here to that high, Cosmos made a 205% move. That's a 3x in a couple of months, in basically less than 2 months actually. Or actually, I'm lying a bit. I do apologize. So the high was in September, so that was 3 months basically. So yeah, exactly 3 months. So that's what we can expect in a bear market for crypto. This is a bear market, guys. So there is money to be made here. You just need to be smart about it. Now let's switch over to the Binance website. So now taking a look at the weekly chart, from the last update, you can see that we still have our potential Elliott wave theory playing out, and we are in our wave 2 pullback right now. So this can go as deep as it wants to, and hopefully not anywhere below the low that we printed here in June, because if it goes below that, then the Elliott wave theory is invalidated. So potentially we could hold this support here, and that would be a very nice buying opportunity just below $9, $8.60. From there, we might have another move to the upside, which would be our wave 3, which is the monster wave 3, the biggest wave out of all 5 waves here on the Elliott wave theory. And that would potentially take us to this resistance level at $20, which was the low that we printed in December of 2021. So we may actually retest that, okay? And from there, we're going to see a pullback, potentially taking us back down to the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement. And from there, we're going to have the last move to the upside, taking us to $28 potentially. And this is all a hypothetical. Obviously, it's not going to play out that way, I'm pretty sure. And especially if we see a retracement all the way down to the support of the falling wedge, which is going to be all the way down here, potentially in December or in November. That's going to make that's going to mean that we lose this low that we printed here in June, and we're going to come back down to $5.28 or even, below that. But if we continue adhering to the support and resistance level of this falling wedge, as the closer you get to the apex, the more the chance of a break to the upside. So just keep that in mind as well. That's exactly what we're seeing right now for Polkadot. We're seeing something like this for Polkadot here, and that's a very good sign, because usually when the price tightens up and it gets all pushed inside and all jammed up, that means that we're going to see a breakout. Okay, and usually that breakout is to the upside. So that's what I think. And taking a look at the weekly RSI, we're going to take a look at the MACD here, because during this period of time, the MACD is not the best indicator to use. However, as you can see, the moving average is curling back down for a bearish cross with the signal line. If that happens, that's going to be a major sell target, or a major sell indicator, basically. The last time we got that was in January of 2022, and as you can see, January 2022, when that happened, we saw that strong move to the downside, followed by another capitulation in April. So this could be your sort of looking glass into the future.